Yes, yes, and yes. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, yes, again. Yes, one, this movie is really good. Two, yes, is I'm going to see it again. Yes, I'm going to see it again. And three, yes, is for, yes, this might be movie of the year. So far, it's movie of the year. Ballerina came out way better than I expected it. I expected it to be great. I love the actress. What's her name? I got to make sure I give her a shout out because she did a heck of a job. She can lead this franchise. I'll tell you what. Hold on. And I'm terrible remembering names. Anna D. Armas. If I said the name wrong, I apologize. But she had a little light of her action style in like the recent James Bond movie, but we didn't really see much after that. I know she played like an action romantic movie with Chris Evans, but not much after that James Bond. We got something like this of her, and I'm glad the people of John Wick saw what she did at James Bond and said she has potential. Because I said it when that movie came out. I was like, she had a small role in that James Bond movie, but there was a lot of potential that she could be a leading action, I guess you call hero, like have her own action movies. And I know some people had doubts of, someone else leading the John Wick franchise, but they have to continue on. Keanu Reeves wants to retire soon, so they got to find someone else to take that spot. And I truly believe she can. And she sold it well with her eyes. The emotion she had during situations because this is new for her, but she's also well trained. So she had confidence on top of little nervousness, and she played that off so well. The action is John Wick. That's all I got to say. Is John Wick. If you know the movies, all the John Wick movies, it carried that action here with different flavor, and I love it. The style was different. Her fighting style was different than John Wick's, and that's what I love. She carries her own self, but it's still in honor of the John Wick franchise, which I want to get into. One thing I gotta tip my hat to the people who made this franchise is that they did it differently than what these previous Hollywood action movies where they have a female lead has done. She's a female lead, yes, but she was not a female lead where she was like girls rule, boys drool. Don't send a man to do a woman's job. She didn't have none of that attitude, and she still led very well. Her trainer let her know, the female trainer she had, let her know something that I'm glad the movie made it. They wanted y'all to pay attention to these few words that this trainer had, that this trainer told her. The trainer looked at her and said, in the camera in her face, "Fight like a woman." I was like, that's what we need, because I'm tired of these previous movies where these girl bosses, they want to act like a dude so bad. It's like, bro, you don't have to do all that. You can still be you and still kick behind. They've done it before in the past. I don't know why recent Hollywood, they kind of changed it. And they talking about girls rule, boys drool, but then have the girl act like a dude the whole time and fight like a dude. No. And one thing the trainer did very well too was letting her know, you can't do what he do. You can't. He's stronger. He's bigger. But you can still win. I was so glad they made that scene such a big deal, because it was like letting the Hollywood know this is how you do it. And they did it very well, because yes, she's not stronger than a man, and you don't have to have someone stronger than a man, but you can still, just because he's stronger don't mean he's going to win. You find other ways. And the way they broke down the tactics of how to win a battle was very well done. Her beginning stages of the movie, before even doing the missions that you see in the trailer, was done very well. And that's another thing I like to give credit to. You see the growth of the character. She's not overpowered. She does get hurt sometimes, but she still winds up on top. She uses the tactics that she was trained with to get out of situations. I love that. That was so refreshing to watch, because you know how Hollywood's been with Ray Skywalker and these other ones, and then they got to disrespect the other people who grew this franchise, like they did Luke Skywalker in that Ray Skywalker trilogy. They didn't do that here. They put respect on John Wick's name. John Wick was only in there a little bit, but that little bit, he still lets you know, I'm the Baba Yaga around here. And that's how you do it. You can grow, you can lead the franchise, but still respect who was there before. They didn't try to make her look like, oh, I'm better than John Wick. That's right, a female got up. No, they didn't do none of that. They wanted to make entertaining, make sense action movie. And now, granted, some of the scenes with the action is a little bit, over the top, but it is an action movie. So I'm talking about the message they were trying to. Their message was, look, you're weak. A 100-some-pound woman is not going to beat down a 200-some-pound dude full like going all in like this, going straight to someone. But if you use some tactics, use a knife, take his leg out, to his arm, stuff like that, you can get out of it. Use your weapons right. They did that so well. And by the way, I got to say this. They gave my boy John Wick, Keanu Reeves, his due, bro. He was in there a little bit, but it was enough. Like, y'all, I'm not going to spoil much, but you know that you seen the trailer when those two face off, and they only show a little bit. One thing I was so glad about that movie, I am not going to tell you how I want to so bad, but they're basically John Wick, Keanu Reeves, they made him in that movie to let you know. They had a scene where they let you know, okay, she's really good. She is not him. There's levels to this. And they had a scene with them too that was done very well that lets you know, like, oh, this franchise is not disrespecting John Wick like other franchises did, like Indiana Jones, the last one did, and all this other stuff. No, they're like, no, this is the guy or person who grew this franchise. We're not going to disrespect him to put so that way we can put somebody else in front of it. No, we're going to put somebody in front of this franchise now, which is her, and I hope they continue with it. But we still going to make y'all know that this is the person who started. John Wick is the Baba Yaga. And they let you know that the fear that he had on that screen to other people, not just her, but other people. But bro, they did it. The movie was done well. The action on point. It was literally, this might be one better than some John Wick movies. I'm not even gonna front. The way she portrayed her character, her story, the opening when she was a kid. There's the opening with her and her father that had my heart pumping, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. They started and ended very well. I'm trying to find a fault. I usually can find one. I'm sitting there, I can't find one. This was done very well. I hope this movie does well because I can see it. She can lead this franchise on and continue on this franchise. I know they're making one more John Wick, and I really believe he's going to be the table. You know how I always say he's alive, but now he's going to be running everything. They're going to do something in the fifth one where he's the table and things are much easier now. So, because I don't like that he died. I was glad that it could have went either way because I didn't want to accept that he died. He had a peaceful life. It got taken away from him. He wants to get revenge for him to still die. It's like, no, let him get his payback. And then he's now, I'm running things the John Wick way. But yes, after that one, I'm ready to see her movies. Because honestly, they had John Wick in this one. I don't need to see John Wick in the other ones. If they want to do a cameo, sure. But the way she, her performance, Anna, and the way her story was, because it wasn't just a revenge movie. I know the trailers made it seem like it. It was other stuff too that I won't spoil what it is. But the way she was portrayed, the way she she was very believable, bro. She was very believable, even in her fight scenes. Like when she knew that she was outmatched, her eyes sold it, but she's like, I'm going to be aggressive and find a way to get to you. And stuff was happening so quick, so she had to react quickly, and she reacted like a boss. I would love to go watch behind the scenes of how much training she had to do to get to be in this role. But yes, the characters, rest in peace to Lance Reddick. I'm assuming this was his last movie, but he was in it. The action, bro, was on point, and it kept going. There wasn't a slow moment. This is one thing I will say this did better than John Wick, was they show her beginning stages. They show what happened. They show from a child and her training to get to who she is. Where John Wick, you just heard about it. Here, they showed it. They shown it. And I'm pretty sure one day they'll have a prequel of John Wick. But that was one thing I did like better than John Wick movies was this one shows you how she gets to where she is now. And the one thing I also loved too was she was still a beginner. She was well trained, but on the field, she was still a beginner. So you see her picking up a few things and taking it for the next battle. She might have failed a little bit here, but she took that and moved on here because in this world, you fail, more than likely you're going to die. She was blessed to not die. So she's like, okay, I'm going to take this situation and do it here. But bro, her choreography with the battles, the gunplay, the choreography with everything. The villain, I will say, was not as threatening. Okay, if I had to find something bad. The villain was not as threatening, you know. But and that's not really a downer. So I don't even know if it says a bad thing. He was a problem. It wasn't, you know, he was just a target in my opinion for this movie. But the character, everybody in this role, even my man from Walking Dead, I forgot his name. It was done very well. And shout out to that opening, bro. That the movie gets you started. That opening where she's a kid, there's a scene with her father. Whoo! That choreography, the everything. I love this. Whoever's in charge of all these John Wick franchises with the directing, choreography, the gunplay, and all that, they need awards, bro, because they do action very well. I'm going to see this again. I'm seeing this again. This is all right now. Right now, I know we're still in June, but right now, that's movie of the year. Ballerina stands on its own. She can literally carry this franchise. Hear my words. I believe she can carry this franchise on after Keanu Reeves. She really can. And maybe, who knows, maybe in time, through movies and years of her experience and all that stuff, I'm talking about her character, maybe she will be the next Baba Yaga. But I'm glad right now, in her growing stages, they showed the difference between her and John Wick. Because she's a starter. I ain't gonna front. If they had a scene where she bested John Wick, I'd be like, here Hollywood go again. Here they go again. How is she bested someone who's been doing this for before she was even born? You know, so I was glad, you know, they do that. But I believe she can be that. But that's not even the point of being it. That's not even the focus. And I'm glad this movie let y'all know that. I was so glad. That brought such a smile on my face. And I ain't gonna front. She has to be the best, I'll say female lead, because that's what people want to say, male or female. She was the best female lead I've seen in a long time in an action movie. In a long time. There's been other good ones. I think she was the best one. And her performance was done. She was written well. Like I said, writing a character matters. Everything was good, great about her. Shout out to her. I hope nothing but success. I don't really know much of her movies, but shout out to her. It's nice to see that lady who I've seen from James Bond a few years ago get this role because, this was, go see it. Go see it. Anyway, yeah. That's all I got to say. If I say any more, I'm going to spoil something. Actually, now that we're at the end, little spoiler. Because I just have to say, because maybe you've seen it. And let me know how you feel. But I thought this was one of the most coolest parts of John Wick's scene. There was a scene, like I said in the trailer, where you see them face it off. John Wick is like giving her an option, saying we don't have to do this. If you do this certain thing, I'll leave you alone. But she doesn't want to, so she pulls the trigger. You know how he has his jacket that blocks bullets? So she's shooting and running away. Then she goes in the cover. John Wick just comes to the other side. She had no idea he was coming. Goes to the other side of the wall, points the gun right at her and looks at her. Like letting her know, you can't beat me. He outsmarted her right there. She thought she outsmarted, got into cover. He's on the other side. Then he's such a boss. He does it, and after she looks at the gun, he just turns the safety on. Just like he was like, it was like, bro, John Wick, he was being a boss and not even trying. I thought that was sick, and he did other things. I don't want to spoil too. I just wanted to share that little part. She was like, do in cover, and then he just goes to the other side of her, and she's like, and then he just takes the gun away, turn the safety on. Like, okay, we don't have to do this. You see, you're outmatched. These other people you beaten, I'm different. I'm the Baba Yaga. He didn't say all that, but he basically did. I love that part. But, yo, that whole movie, everything, she was very believable. Like I said, her performance and the writing of her was done well. You got to have both. And both of those was done well. Movie of the year so far. But, anyway, I'll see you later.